Next up, we have AGL Fusion Zamasu BGM 85 from the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever to your news, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server, the gaming channel, how to request songs if you're not on the live stream, members getting early access to the content. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video to read them in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitarded, so please keep that in mind. Also, reminder, in order to celebrate 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, which thanks again for that, we're going to celebrate two ways. Way number one, I'm giving away 10 copies of Vintage Story. And way number two, we're going to start checking out some of the games. I'm actually going to start playing some of the games that we've covered on this channel. We're going to start with Just Shapes and Beats and Limbus Company. More information on the spiel at the end of this video, so stick around for that. With that said, let's go ahead and do this. AGL Fusion Zamasu. Let's go. Okay, so we start with a lot happening. It's fairly common for this kind of like fighting games to have this. We start with percussion. We have a chorus. A chorus or chorale. A chorus, chorale, choir. These are all basically the same concept. A group of people singing. This is based on the individual ranges of people. We have four overarching ranges. The SATB, which stands for soprano, alto, tenor, and bass. Soprano and alto, these are the female ranges. Tenor and bass, these are the male ranges. Soprano is the high end of the female range. Alto is the low end. Tenor is the high range for males, still lower than altos, and bass is the low range of males. There are a couple of others, but even though these four, I would say, constitute about 90 to maybe 95% of the world population, most people would fall under these six. There are a couple of others that you can add in between: mezzo-soprano, between the soprano and the alto, and the baritone between the tenor and the bass. The mezzo-soprano is going to have either the full range of the soprano and the alto or somewhere in between. Same as the baritone, is going to be either the full range of the tenor and the bass or somewhere in between. In my case, I am a baritone. I have a good chunk of the range for the tenor, a good chunk of the range for the bass, but I just don't reach the entire extreme of either. Once you take this into account, we are looking at anywhere between 99 and 99.99% of the population. Anybody who is outside of these six is an extreme outlier and extremely rare to see. So, the chorus and the percussions are then giving us our initial melody, which contains what seems to be our initial motif. You know, bum 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 bum, that kind of thing. Our initial motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. Let's see where this goes. So yeah, you can hear it there. We introduce, of course, the electronic drums. We have then a synth doing an imitation of a more rhythmic variation of the motif, while the chorus itself is doing the original motif more spread out, right? And okay, great, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome today. How's it going? It goes forward. How about you? So let's see where this goes. So yeah, really cool. What if I do if I find a person who can do this? If you capture them, what? Do I capture them? No, do not capture people. Slavery has been illegal in the civilized world for about 200 years now. So please do not. What you should do is take them to the closest music school, so that they can find their exploits. Okay, so we go back to this, and yeah, we are now having mainly the chorus, the choir doing their own thing, still giving us a repetition of this. We're building up to something. Let's see where this goes. Variation of the motif. So it's a bit more extended this time around. So something to note over here, number one, we have, of course, the choir, the chorus over here, giving us a new version of the motif, but it's basically, we're just adding a couple of notes in between. Primarily, we're adding, I would say... I don't think we're so much adding notes as we're just messing around with the rhythm. So we're doing a little bit of rhythmic displacement. A little bit of rhythmic displacement, not all the way through. Rhythmic displacement, as the name suggests, is when you're either pushing down something so that it sounds later or rushing something so that it sounds earlier. And in this case, what we are doing is we're taking away the uniformity of the... This type of motif so far has been what we call a double neighboring tone, right? A neighboring tone is when you have the first and last notes being the same, when with the note in between being the note immediately above or the note immediately below, upper neighboring tone or lower neighboring tone. And then double neighboring tone is when you have both of them. You can have upper lower neighboring tone or up or lower upper neighboring tone. So what we're doing over here is that we're taking this this that used to be more uniform, right? And now we are doing a little bit of rhythmic displacement to make some of them a little bit faster. You know, kind of thing. So we're doing that primarily in this thing. Some guy who enslaved animals in the PAL world. Look, PALs in PAL world do not have human rights. Because in the world of PAL world, there are no human rights. Because you can also enslave people in PAL world. Anyway. So yeah, we're having this, most of the other synths that we are hearing in the background are primarily, because we have a bass synth keeping the bass line, but then most of the other ones are primarily there for texture. They are there to add special effects to these, not so much to be part of the chords. Engaging in what we would call non-functional harmony. So, functional harmony means that whatever notes you're playing are either playing to or against the chords that you're playing. Non-functional means that it's completely irrelevant. You don't really care about the sounds. We're there mostly for the texture, which is what we're getting over here. Let's see where this goes. Some stingers from the violins there. Okay, so we bring in this other synth. It sounds maybe like some French horn samples put through some effects. But most importantly, yeah, that's what is playing now. The motif is now lower. The motif is just being repeated on a lower end, this version of the motif at least. And we are having now the choir or the chorus giving us some counter melodies from above, giving us a slower version, potentially an elongation of the motif, elongation being a way that you can develop your material in which you play a slower version of something you did earlier. So in this case, if we had the double neighboring tone, oh, wrong button, double neighboring tone, this time we would end up doing... So yeah, and yes, I will be releasing the GD conversation video this weekend, yes. All right, let's see where this goes. Oh, another thing to note is that the synth over here, I'm going to call it brass just for the brass here giving us the motif is being doubled by some other drums in the percussion. Doubling is when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time. Really cool. We do have another synth in the background giving us some very fast arpeggios. Arpeggio, of course, being when you play a chord one note at a time. For example, here's C minor, here it is arpeggiated. So yeah, we're having that, a lot of layers building up over here. Let me just see where this goes. There we go, we're slowly speeding up the melody there. And now we're doing a combination of the opposite of the sped up version or the faster version / original version, and the elongation. By the way, the opposite of elongation is reduction. Reduction, you're playing a faster version of something you did previously. Elongation, you're doing a slower version of something you did previously. In this case, it looks like we're now using both. We're doing both one after the other. We're having the short version first and the excuse me, and the long version second. Excuse me. All right, let's see where this goes. Violins giving us that beat. Giving us a second beat. Oh. So we bring back the original motif. This is a lot more straightforward, but it really works. This is a lot more straightforward than I was expecting, but it's really working. So the variations we are getting are primarily in the accompaniment right now. So the accompaniment being the backing instruments, where we're having, once again, more on the texture side. Let's see where this goes. Okay, we bring the brass back with the chorus, doing a portal. That build up over there as the tail end. New version. Okay, so we bring in a new version of the melody, and during that, the bass line is primarily what is carrying the motif. So at every given point so far, every single time, every single iteration, the motif has been there doing what is called an ostinato. Ostinato is just repeating the same thing the exact way over and over and over and over and over again. We might present a new variation, but then we put it through an ostinato. So yeah, really, really, really cool over here, especially with how we are basically just building and exploring different combinations of what can happen if you change where the ostinato is happening. Because first we had the ostinato on the vocals and the chorus, and we started messing around with the rest of the components. Then we switched it over to the brass and the synth with the percussion over there. Now we're moving it to the bass. So we are really just doing an experiment form-wise, form being the structure of what we're doing. I would say this would very, very easily fall under what we call a type of structure that is called theme and variations. It could easily fall into that because so far we are just seeing what variations we can do on this. It could follow some of the other ones. Like many of these have overlap. Many of these types of structures have overlap, but so far I would say it's really, really impressive that we are still hearing almost the exact same motif. It's almost the exact same, but somehow we are managing to do things completely different. Goes back to what we mentioned earlier, right? How if you go to a game developer and you ask them to do the same but different, they're going to throw you out. They're going to tell you, what the hell are you talking about? We can't do this. This is not possible. Get out of here. In music, not only is this possible, it's necessary. Along with the second one, different but the same. Not only are these two statements completely separate from one another, these are not equal statements in music. These are not equal principles in music. Each one of these represents some drastically necessary things. You have to do the same but different. We've been doing the same motif but in different combinations. And every time we are introducing different things around the motif, but they're all engaging in the same type of things. So yeah, really, really cool. Let's see where this goes. A bit of chromaticism there, nice. Stinger there. Oh, the others, it wasn't a synth, it was the violins doing those arpeggios. So yeah, now we're going back to a previous version that we already did. I assume that it has now looped, because many of these are designed to just loop infinitely until something interrupts them in the game. Let's just see. Let's just see. So we change chords. A little bit higher now. Yeah, we hadn't done this before. We're building up the chords, bringing them up. The return is it's already written. Okay, good. Good variation, and we're having those stingers from the violin. Now we bring the violin beats. How's this gonna end? Oh, breaking it down with some chromaticism. Okay, so here we had a little bit of chromaticism, right? So let's explain chromaticism again today. Chromaticism is when you borrow from the chromatic scale whatever notes you are not using. The chromatic scale being the foundation for the notes in Western music, which consists of 12 tones of Western music with A tuned at 440 hertz, right? So 12 tones, that's going to be all the white and black keys in the keyboard. And then from that, you end up using what are called intervals. Intervals, the distance between two notes. You use the two smallest, usually the two smallest, which is going to be the half step or semitone, or the whole step or the whole tone or the full step. And you do a combination of these and you create yourself a scale. If we bring, for example, a scale of C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, then back to C, you are doing the white keys in the keyboard. And that's that. Then, when you engage in chromaticism, you are borrowing from the remaining 5 notes to add more stuff. In this case, what did we do? We ended up adding the chromaticism, so instead of just doing something like this, we ended up just smoothing and adding this to this, engaging in chromaticism. My understanding is this is gonna fade out. Let's just see. Yeah, I can hear it going down in volume. Okay, so in this case, this is written in the way that most other older video games are done. I dislike fade outs, but in this case, this just plays infinitely during the game until something interrupts it. So yeah, I would have ended the piece with the violin stingers because it had a moment of sudden stop. And we could have just ended it there. But there you have it. That was still really good for a combat, for a combat theme. That was really cool. There you have it. That was AGL Fusion Zamasu BGM 85 from the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what has happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, what I'm telling you to do is like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, as I mentioned earlier, we are celebrating 10,000 subscribers. Again, thank you so much for that. 2 ways. Number 1, I am giving away 10 copies of Vintage Story. Vintage Story! It used to be a Minecraft mod, now it's its own standalone game. I love it. So I'm going to be giving away 10 copies of this game. The giveaways are going to happen on the Discord server during the second half of February. So make sure that you join the Discord server linked in the description for this. That's way number 1. Way number 2 that we're celebrating is that now 10,000 every 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to start playing some of the games that we've covered on this stream. The first 2 are going to be Just Shapes and Beats and Limbus Company. We're going to play them live on stream during some of the after shows. If you're watching this on the stream, it's going to be next week. If you're watching this on the YouTube video, it's going to be on the week that these videos are coming out. So make sure that you tune in for us checking these games out, right? So yeah, we're going to be trying those out. Make sure that you've joined the Discord server because that's where everything gets announced first, whether it is the streams going live, videos going up on the channels, updates, projects, the giveaways, everything gets announced there first. Of course, we also have the community over there where we hang out, we chat, we steal memes from other people's servers, and of course, where I host the Vintage Story community server. I like the game so much I built a computer just to host the server, right? So join the Discord today, become a member of our Discord community today. Linked in the description. Do the things. Also share these videos with your friends, with your families, families, friends, friends, families. Those are 2 very distinct concepts, by the way. Use the hype function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that. Linked in the description. Once again, join the Discord. Help the channel grow. Artists, musicians on YouTube or elsewhere, this is an open invitation. If you want any of my musical skills for any of your projects, whether it's my guitars, Mongolian throat singing, kind of thing, regular singing, voice acting, whatever it is, reach out, let me know, let's work together, let's make stuff, let's collaborate, right? And if you're in the audience and you know somebody that you would like me to collaborate with, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone, please do not spam anyone, be cool about things, don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. If you are on the live stream, do not request just yet. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. We stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch, both linked in the description. So if you live in Moon Township and you're like, yeah, well, what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch, and it's going to show in your local time zone. Another reason to join the Discord. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. The vaults of the games that we play during the after shows, recorded live during the main channels after show and the recordings go here. This is where the vaults for the Just Shapes and Beats and Limbus Company and whatever other games we cover are going to go. So linked in the description, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd, just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you have it. AGL Fusion Zamasu. Dragon Ball Z. I can't go wrong with Dragon Ball Z with me. I love it. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.